jumps off the plane, I'm on that Air New Zealand wave, and I'll be sitting in the cockpit looking fly every day, and I'll be working every day. Your haters looking on.
What up, King Cass, all the way from C.City, yo, what's good?
Yo, what up, sis? How you? Queen Shirl'e up in the house. What's good? Queen's Rise, you know how it is.
You know how we do, bro. We still hanging in there, you know.
Been what, since 2017 when we linked up in Auckland Manga, yeah?
Yeah, bro, that was mean. That was a mean time. Yeah.
Bro, that was honestly probably one of the most pinnacle points of my hip hop career, to be honest. Right at the start, you putting me on a show like that, giving me a position to go to Rip FM and drop my single, and bro, just the manaakitanga and the aroha that was given to me in that space is probably something I haven't even received from my own city, you know what I mean? And I was blessed to be in there, and then, you know, we're going to do it again. We can feel those things coming, you know what I mean?
No doubt. You know
Yeah.
how we roll, bro. Whenever we have this kōrero, have this talanoa, we're always inspiring and we're always uplifting and empowering. You know, you've come into the scene, you've had to deal with so many haters. And so I'm really happy that you reached out to like be on this podcast. I understand you've been traveling around the country, spreading awareness through your music and also, you know, being a motivational speaker. We've jammed together many times. We've split together, we've recorded together. What has that journey been like for you and like what inspired you to do that?
So this is where I'm quite new to the scene, sis, and I think that I pay homage to all the OGs, and I'm learning I'm learning the knowledge from the right wisdom, and I'm listening to people like, you know, Kirst and those sorts of artists that, you know, that speak wisdom on hip hop, because I'm very new to the scene. So for me, it was around my age 15 where I fell in love with hip hop music, and I listened to Coolio, Gangsta's Paradise. And it's quite ironic, as that was the song that I performed at karaoke when I got off the stage and got attacked by that person. So it's just everything's doing a 360 at the moment in my life. It's crazy. Um, and so for me, when I was 15 and I was in those spaces, I was part of YCD. So I was part of youth cultural development here in Christchurch, and I would go up to YCD on a Tuesday and a Thursday night. My mum would drop me off. I remember pulling up and going to Ruben Blades was the name of the hairdressers, and at the top of the hairdressers was a place called YCD. Now, again, you know, I've always been picked on and bullied and ostracized through my whole life, sis. And, you know, I got bullied and picked on at this place too by all the gangsters and the hip hop artists and all that. But I still kept coming back, and I was learning to breakdance. So I fell in love with breakdancing and graffiti first. Now I'm King Cass, and I'm making music to make change, to inspire hope, to give people passion, potential, and purpose through their own creations. Maybe not music. It might be some sort of business. It might be some sort of thing that they are tapping into creativeness. And for me, I just want to help people and inspire them to be their better selves. And the way that I found that, sis, was through the meth-induced psychosis, because it nearly killed me. And it put me in Hill Morden. And then when I finished in Hill Morden, it took me 2 weeks to get out of there. And while I was in there, sis, I was allowed to have my studio. So what I did is I was bleeding my heart and soul into the studio. And I was saying things like the galactical warfare's coming. And oh my God, it was crazy. And I was allowed to have my studio in this mental institution. And you're not even allowed to have cords in your room because of suicide tendencies. I asked these ladies if I could have the studio because it was saving my life. So they let me. Oh, it was just a little small makeshifty one. And I was just recording, and I started to hear hope in it, sis. You
Mm,
know, I started to hear hope
yeah.
in my music. I started to hear there's something in there, this little boy that was hungry to come out and do something and not be hated for it
Mm,
and not be pushed around. And I didn't get far with that because, look, it happened even more, but I'm not scared and I'm standing up on the front line. But I found hope in my music. There was something in there, and I knew there was something in there, and I kept listening to that hope, and it started to change. And that's when I got
mm,
out. And when I got out, I created the King Cass movement, the kings that create and save souls. And kings need queens too, and that's how we represent our females. And that's you, you know, Queen Shirl'e, you know. There was a reason you were part of my journey. But, you know, I found hope in music because I was always listening to it from a little boy's age to find what I was. I never had identity or belonging until I created the King Cass movement, because King Cass movement gave me an identity and a belonging to believe in something and to be so real and passionate and to do it all for the next generation, because this little boy's still quite hurt today. And you can see it in me. It's because I'm doing the healing journey still. I went and did that youth development course and I got a certificate in level 4 well-being and social well-being and youth development. And what a journey that was. I was healing even more. It's all in my music, and I don't care what anyone says anymore about it because it's got its own target audience, and each song that I make will find its own target audience. And I'll put this out there to any artist that's watching. Don't worry about if anyone doesn't like your music, because someone will like your music. The world is huge. There is a big enough target audience for all of us. We all have a space to belong in the music industry.
I'ma do what I'm on now. 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 Yeah, I'm gonna do what I'm on. Yeah, I'm finna do it on my own. Ain't gonna stop until I'm sitting on the throne. Do it for the people that be feeling all alone. Suicidal weirdness, I'm preaching on the microphone. You know I'm shining like I'm 22, chrome for the ball like a touchdown. So I'm getting rid of all you leeches that be trying to latch on. Can you smell me? Honey, I ain't talking no cologne. So I'm gonna do it on my own now. King gets moving, I'm gonna take my own route. Representing Quake City, do it for my hometown. Sitting in the fast lane, I never slow down. Pass me the mic, I'm about to chop the show down. Pull up to the beat, do it on my own now. Gotta make my own trends, gotta make my own style. Fake ass rappers be talking through my profile. I wake up, I gotta go give me some bread. I'ma do what I'm on now. Release these demons inside of my head. I'ma do what I'm on now. Tryna build me a castle, I need me a throne. I'ma do what I'm on now.
Bro, I totally agree. Total with that.
Sorry, sis.
Yeah, it's beautiful to see, and this is you healing, part of your healing journey, bro.
Hey, with you, sister, at the start of the whole Talanoa, I just wanted to acknowledge you as a person and as a beautiful soul, and for giving me those chances and choices because they were choices too to take. Whether, whoa, am I okay to do this? Because I was 4 months in the game, dropping a single, and you're sending me up on a New Zealand hip hop summit, and it was a dope hip hop summit. You had everything locked down to the T. Like it was fire, and I know that the stress that you went through with that, sis. I was at your house for that whole weekend. I was there doing it, and I think it's going to happen again because it's becoming creative. Creativeness has to start happening again because our people are hungry. Our people are hungry for our creativity, and
You've walked through the fire, and now you're on the other side, and you're now giving back to the people by saying, hey, I'm just me, and I will spit truth.
we need to talk more about the positives. Listening to C Rock Beat, shout out to you, my homie. So as you can see there, his name on the side there, that side there, yeah. So C Rock Beats is my bro. He makes my beats for me as well. A lot of my beats. He's on this album, and Mocadium is on this album as well as mix and mastering it. I've got some mean features, and I'm hoping to be able to. I'll mention one, hopefully to get Queen Shirl'e on a song. It's an amazing album. It's got a lot of features on it. Like I said, it's got some skits. It's really melodic, but the reason I chose options, and it's got a Z on the end of it, is because at the end of a chapter of an alphabet, you have the Z. Now, Z turns into A because after Z, you go back to A. So it was the end of my chapter and moving into a new chapter. So I chose options to show that I'm moving into a new chapter. So I'm quite clever with my branding and my artwork and that. But for me, it's going to be a lot of people's journeys as well through it. I can tell because whatever I've been through, a lot of people have been through. So it's in my music, whānau. It's a real versatile album. I can say I'm bringing some boom backs, some melodic trap. I've got a drill track. I might have another drill track. A lot of boom bap. Let's just say it's like an emotional roller coaster. You're going to be all melodic and singing, and then you're going to get whacked back to the 80s. Then you're going to go back on your roller coaster of emotions, then back to the 80s, and I'll throw you to 2022 with the drill. I'm just going to try and create a whole versatile range of sound, bringing options to the sound with a lot of people and a lot of collaborative people. There is no release date at the moment, but it has to be this year. So it will be this year, whānau. There you go. Manifest. It's going to be this year. Let's just say it could end up being a summer album. Yeah, I'm really excited, sis, and I'm blessed with some of the people that are going to be involved in it. And I'm just going to say, if you're listening, you guys are all so close to my heart, and I cherish you with a lot. So that's why you're a part of this album. So even for yourself, sis.
Yeah, totally. I know. I mean, you've asked me like 100 times now, so I think I will be.
We need to do that song, Train to Succeed, sis. And what are we...
Gosh.
We've been on the train to succeed, and we're succeeding.
That's right. We did that
So
song.
you throw that away, and throw that away and make a new song because that was just a part of a journey. That the train to succeed. It didn't
I
have to
can't
be a
even
song to tell the people. We knew that.
I can't even remember my lyrics for that song. Oh my
No,
gosh.
neither. I wouldn't even. Wait, honestly, it would
And
be
the
whack
video, we
as.
shot that video. We did that music video, and that was crazy. And hopefully, later on in the year, we'll get you back on as well. You know, I
Wow.
just wanted to give you this time to share your journey because I feel like so many people out there need to understand what you've been through.
Yeah, hard out.